it takes a minute for us to get, on air now.
I know.
Because we have to post all of this stuff. But people they wonder what is taking so long for them to go live.
Right.
But we have to cover our asses and write all this stuff first.
Hashtag CYA. Cover your ass.
Yes, and if we don't,
Well, it's just, and Rex gave me a whole heap of shit about putting the disclaimer out here on the front.
Why?
Well, because he just thinks that it's ridiculous that we've come to a point in this world where we have to remind people that we are not, and we never have been, investigative reporters or journalists, which you and I have been accused that we are journalists.
Yeah.
And reporters.
And that we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to remind people that we don't write the news as a source. We do, however, share what other media outlets are reporting, both on the program and on our social media, Raylene.
Right.
So that everyone else is aware.
Right. I know. Depressing, isn't it?
Yeah. Bothersome.
Very bothersome.
Which is bothersome. And, we have to remind folks like Carl that the content, including the language, can be explicit at times, and it's designed for adult audiences only. And listen, if you're not an adult, please don't watch the damn show.
Right, and if you don't like it, don't watch. We don't twist people's arms.
If you can't,
it's on there. If you don't want to watch it, move by.
Right. If you can't handle hearing everyday common language that we all use, Raylene.
Yes.
We all use it.
The majority.
Even
yes.
the fancy-dancy lawyers, politicians, government officials, when they're home alone in their homes,
right,
or they're having a barbecue with their family, and they're not wearing the lawyer badge or the government official pin, they say shit and fuck and many other words.
Yeah.
So don't act like this is the first time you're ever hearing this. And if you can't handle it,
don't listen.
Shut it off.
Yeah, just shut it off.
That right there, that sounded like my mom when I
turn your radio up too loud.
No, I get to watching the TV too long, and I should have been doing my homework. Shut it off.
Ah. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay.
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You sure about that?
Well, kind of. I'll tell you after I've had another cup of coffee or two.
Hey, do you like the scrubble going here?
Oh, I don't know about that. It matches your hair. That's kind of a disaster.
What the fuck are you talking? What's the matter with my hair?
It's a little crazy this morning.
Ain't nothing wrong with my hair, woman.
That's all right. Mine's not so great today either. I got it trimmed, and now it's like I can't do anything with it. It's pissing me off.
That's the thing about ladies. You get the hair done, you come out of the salon, you're all happy, everything's wonderful. You get this newfound life, this revival. You feel alive and wonderful. And then like a week later, you start in with bullshit stuff like you just dropped.
Now I don't know what to do with it. I just don't know what to do with it.
You better be. You're in kicking distance, so you better be careful.
Well, I hear the same thing from Cheryl.
And I wore my boots today, the pointed ones.
I'll tell you another thing about ladies. When they go get their hair done, and there isn't a guy out there, I'll look right in the camera, there isn't a guy out there that doesn't understand what I'm talking about. If a lady goes out to the salon and they get their hair done and they come home and you don't notice it, immediately your ass is grass.
I've been home for a full hour and you haven't even noticed my highlights and that my bangs were cut.
It's true, Raylene.
Asshole.
It's true. Sunshine today. We got a few high clouds, but it's going to be warm, and we have record highs, Raylene. Record highs.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-80s.
The same weather I just came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-80s.
And they said maybe even going to get a little humid this afternoon.
So now we've got the peepers that are peeping.
And the black flies are out.
I was just going to say.
I mean, they are out.
And the black flies and the mosquitoes.
I haven't seen mosquitoes yet, but I can tell you for certain that the black flies are among us.
Yeah. You know how I know that the mosquitoes have come out?
How?
This is how. It's Sherilyn who lets the entire neighborhood know.
Shut the door!
Oh.
Mosquitoes are coming in!
Are you just feeling the need to holler this morning? Do you have some pent up frustrations happening?
Shut the door! Shut it!
It's either Lily or it's me that have left the door open, going out into the back patio.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get one of those screen net things there. What's it called? With the magnets that connect the two screens and you just walk through the magnets and then it...
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. Listen, we have to tell everybody right out of the gate this morning that we are not going to Jenna's Promise roasting up in Johnson. Because why?
Because the owners, Don and Greg Tatro and their son Greg, have all been stranded in Newark in the airport. Their flight did not come home, and they cannot get a flight until noon. They
And
had to spend the night there.
Right. And they just... Listen, if there's a place on the planet that I don't want to spend the night...
It's Newark Airport. Newark, period.
It's
Newark, period.
It's Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
So we were literally loading up the car to head up there this morning.
And we got the call.
So we decided to
So
go
we are
on
going to
air.
reschedule. We'll let everybody know. We're working on it actually right now. Even as we're live, we're back and forth figuring out date, time. Probably the 25th
All right.
is what's going to happen. Because next week we've got a lot going on. We're booked pretty solid next week. Because next week is
Police Week.
Police Week.
Yeah. We have some cops coming in here.
We do.
Is that disrespectful to say cops?
I don't know. I mean,
Or should I say police officers?
we have caps for cops, right?
That's true.
And that's far from disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to say cops or a cop as long...
What is cop?
Maybe it's your tone.
What is cop? Is it
Like, you can call me a bitch or you can call me
See you next Tuesday?
Or, no. Well, you could call me that too, but it's how you say it and the tone in your voice when you say it of whether or not you get in trouble for being disrespectful. That's the way I see it
Is
anymore.
cop like is it an acronym? I don't know.
I don't know. You'll have to Google it.
We'll find out.
We'll have to find out where that term came from.
All right.
It'll be some good homework for you.
So we have some cops coming in next week.
We do.
All right.
Some pretty special ones.
Think I can wrangle
Two.
the gun away from them?
I sure as hell hope you wouldn't try.
Put him in a
Because
chokehold.
that would be disrespectful.
Get him in a chokehold. Get the gun away from him.
And I'll mace your little ass.
Tase.
Yeah, that's what they
I'll
ought to
tase
do
him.
to you.
I'll tase him. Live on the show.
Why would you even? You're such a dumbass. He's only kidding. I hope.
I'm not kidding.
I'm hoping Chief Dodge brings in the dog and sicks him on you.
I will wrestle Buzzy right to the carpet. I'll take him down. He's got nothing on me.
Oh God.
We're gonna have fun next week for sure.
We are.
Damn it.
And because after all, they are people.
That's
And
right.
and the lines of communication should be open far more than they are.
Yeah.
And the respect would come with that, I believe,
Yeah.
when people realize that
That's right.
in this world, we all have a job to do. And in this world, there are bad people in all walks of life. You can be
Damn straight.
every cop in the world is not a bad cop.
That's right.
And it's unfortunate that a few have kind of given that overcast
of course.
view.
And definitely we're going to talk about that.
I have never been disrespected by anybody in law enforcement, but I've always shown them respect. And isn't that how it is with every person in
But it should be.
life?
It should be. No matter who they are.
Right.
Josh is suggesting that I bring in the Crisco before I wrestle Buzzy. Just grease up a little first. And Becky is sharing the sentiment about being stuck in the airport overnight. Over at
Who's that?
Becky Wibble.
Oh.
Over at
Newark.
And Chris and Lisa Wright were just stuck there
It
too.
just happened to them like a month ago. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to go rescue them, but they said they would try to survive, and they were fortunate enough to get one lone hotel room that was left.
Wow.
But apparently fortunate wasn't the end result. It was
Sucks.
a pretty bad place. They really didn't sleep, maybe with one eye open.
Oh, I'd have both
Lisa
eyes.
was a little frightened. And
Both eyes.
Yeah.
Went to the something I wanted to tell you. I went to the dermatologist yesterday for the first time, which was an experience. And they were like, if you want to wear your underwear, you can, or it's optional. You can remove your underwear and be completely in your birth suit. So I opted for the underwear.
The clear ones.
Don't go there, Raylene. Don't go there. Why would you do that? Why would you bring that up? Don't
You
go.
opened the door.
No, I didn't.
I'm
just
not
said
going all the
underwear.
way in, though, because Sherilyn isn't here. If we could call her.
That show
But
is coming.
Is she home?
No.
Oh, damn.
no.
If we could call her, you'd be so screwed right now because you opened that door.
That show is coming. That
Sherilyn,
episode.
call my phone if you are listening.
No, we're not going there today.
All right.
Come on, we can't. But
All right.
anyway, I'm sitting there on my my vinyl, comfortable, cold as hell seat, wearing my underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I forgot? I forgot to take off my aired out hat.
So your hat and your underwear.
I was still wearing the hat.
Mm-hmm.
The nurse, who's like, in her 20s, comes in. I'm sitting there in my underwear, wearing the aired out hat. And she's like, "Oh, aired out. Oh, are you JD? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's me here in all my glory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say you forgot your balls, but
No, I've already left those behind.
you forgot to take
apparently.
off your hat.
I'm still looking for them. So that was my experience yesterday at the dermatologist, and they did a couple of these biopsy things where they,
Snip some skin here and there.
yeah, but the goddamn shot there, what's that called?
Novocaine.
Novocaine. Holy shit!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to do it without it, I think.
Really?
Well, it
Are you
depends.
serious?
It depends.
You're a sicko. My God. But anyway, it's been an interesting week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm volunteering as a chaperone for a upcoming field trip for Lily's school. So I had to pay $25 to go over to the sheriff's office and get my fingerprints. That was unusual.
So that you could volunteer.
Yeah. Just to make sure, I'm not some freak ass doing a podcast on Main Street and Barry.
Mm-hmm.
half of them ever watched this show, they'd probably say, we don't want that guy riding on our bus.
Well, apparently they need to fingerprint and keep track of many other people in this world.
Yes.
Because I'm hearing
Yeah. What are you hearing? What's
crazy things that are quite disturbing this morning.
What's going on?
Well, Michael Deering, I saw a post from him, and the post is quite troubling to me and to him also. And he doesn't know what to do. And I can honestly say in his situation, I wouldn't know what to legally do, but I have a few ideas. But I'm going to read you his post. It says, let's just put this out here. We have a straight-up registered sex offender that is living here on the Barry Housing Authority property of Green Acres. There are 50 units here, and almost all, if not all, of them have vulnerable women and children, like my 12-year-old, who looks like she's 17. He's constantly staring at children and others, makes for people feeling very threatened. Kyle Fletcher was even just recently wanted. What do we do? Hang up posters? Question mark. And then it has the recent wanted poster, and apparently, he was found, and now he is back at Green Acres. The Barry Housing Authority has said that there is nothing that they can do about it because he's not listed on the lease. He's literally just living with this woman and has a child with this woman.
Is this in the news?
Not that I know of yet, but I mean, my God, it should be.
Why? Why is it not? Why is it not in the news?
I'm not real sure why it's not in the news, but more importantly, why is he allowed to live in such a place? And they say that they wouldn't allow him to live there, but they have no proof that he's living there.
Did this guy just
the word of the community up there should be proof enough, and sit somebody up there then. And as a registered sex offender, you're supposed to let them know where you live. And so,
well, maybe listen, I'm just being devil's advocate here, but maybe the state already is aware of the fact that he's there.
Maybe
maybe
it's
they
possible.
know. Maybe they know.
Guess.
Yeah, maybe they know he's there. I agree. I don't think that's the ideal location. Doesn't the state kind of tell you where you have to live?
Well, I thought so. I thought it was within a certain number of feet from a school and playground and all kinds of. And there's playground there.
Yeah, but a designated address where it's your primary residence, right?
Right.
Okay.
And so I'm very confused by the whole thing. I also would have great concern. I mean, I do have concern just for Michael and his children. I want to show this, and this is on my personal page
all right
as well.
And where is this coming from? Vermont what? Crime?
Yeah, it's the offender when he was wanted.
All right. So it's on the registry. Okay.
Yeah, he's on the sex offender registry, and this was on the State of Vermont Public Safety Vermont Crime Information Center Sex Offender Registry.
All right. Did he just get out of jail?
Must be recently.
Well, we don't know.
No. His name is Kyle Fletcher. Let's see.
Well,
Date convicted was August of 2009. It doesn't say when he was released. There's a thing on here that says release date, but it says that he's non-compliant.
Non-compliant with
Fails to verify address.
Well, okay. I mean, what's being done about this dude? If
Well,
he's not compliant with whatever he's supposed to be compliant with,
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
he should be over there and removed.
I'm not really sure.
Somebody needs to sit and have a little one-on-one discussion.
Well, something. It is very it's very disturbing, to say the least.
Yeah. I ask Vermonters if how they feel about sex offenders.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of stuff with sex offenders that I think has some gray area. And then there's a lot of stuff that's very black and white. And it depends on the situation, which is the same word that Heather just uses here. I don't know him or the situation, but a lot depends on, 1, his specific crime, 2, his target group, 3, his stipulations, 4, where he stays or where he says he is living versus where he shacks up.
I agree.
So,
And that's the thing, is that he obviously can't be babysat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I totally understand that. But there must be something that can be done to, 1, talk about, if he's going to be residing someplace like Green Acres, or the community there and the public should be able to know whose crime it was against. Was it minor children? Was it a situation where he was 18 and he had a 16-year-old girlfriend and is a sex offender because he was prosecuted for statutory?
that's what I'm talking about when I say gray area. I mean, there's
a major but let these people know so that they don't have to live in fear of what is there, and know that he's a wanted person and that he refuses to give, a permanent residence, or, he's not complying with what he needs to do on the registry. Have a conversation.
I was having a conversation with someone a short time ago whose full-time job is to be part of a team that lives with a sex offender 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here in Vermont?
Yes.
Wow.
And the budget for that is $250,000
A year?
a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Should we call Michael?
We should call him. And because it would be nice to know if, some of these questions have been asked and answered.
Yeah, and maybe.
And if not, then
right.
maybe we can give him pointers on what questions to ask.
Oh, you don't want to come to me for pointers on what questions to ask, because believe me, I'd be pissing off a few people. Don't ask me what questions should be asked.
But we just said that, there could be a scenario in which this gentleman is listed as a sex offender that really isn't threatening. He could have been an 18-year-old with a 16-year-old girlfriend and be a sex offender. Believe it or not, that happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so that should be a question to ask, because if something like that were the case, then and he just doesn't feel like he wants to tell people where he lives because it's none of their business.
Well, but is it though, or is it everybody's business? Where
in
do we
certain situations?
Where's the gray area? Where do we draw the line?
The gray area for me is somebody like that. It's actually sad that they're on the registry. If it was that situation.
If I was Michael Deering, I wouldn't want to be living there. If I had a daughter that was that he like he described?
Not if he was somebody that was his victim, and
Hell
that
no.
was his, if that's his target. And yeah, I mean, I would want to know.
Michael, what can you tell us, bud? Are you there? Hang on a second. I think we got him. Can you hear us? Oh, I thought I had him. Maybe I don't. We're trying to get Michael on the line here. Yeah. Can you hear us, buddy? Oh, here he is. See if it works.
And we don't need you to pay for the call. We're trying to get him, Josh.
Yeah. Are you there, buddy?
It wouldn't go through for some reason.
Oh, I got you. We got you loud and clear. How are you, man?
All right, I could definitely be worse.
Tell me. Tell me about where you stand on all this, pal.
So I've done a lot of research myself between speaking with Chief Vale personally to see what we as a community, not only, Barry City community, but also the Green Acres community could do to make sure that people are being safe. So really, there's nothing that we can do on the legal end as far as Chief Vale is under the impression, because he is complying with what the state wants him to comply with. So that situation really can't be addressed too much. I was under the impression, or am under the impression, that he was dating an individual that was 15 when he was, I believe, 23. And then there were some issues from that. So essentially, to me, the target age of an individual would be someone of my daughter, who's 12, her age. So to me, it's concerning because this individual doesn't really want to talk. They just kind of want to stare and gawk at children as they're walking through the development. So we've kind of just, as a community here, kind of started to make him feel uncomfortable by making comments and telling him to stop looking at children. And those things, Barry Housing has refused to do anything about it. Because they're telling me that they can't prove that he lives here. So him being here on the property is not a problem, according to Barry Housing, because he can come and visit whom he wants. We did talk about having a restraining order placed on Kyle, so he would not be able to be here in Green Acres, but that's not legal. After speaking with Chief Vale, because we can't put a blanket no trespass because of prior crime, which makes sense. So kind of we're just informing people at this point. We're going to get a petition together with residents here at Green Acres. I've already spoken with a decent amount of residents who are disgusted with the situation and feel that we need to bring it up to Barry Housing Authority so they can see what they can kind of do and make some ends on this, instead of just telling people there's nothing they can do with 50 units with children and women and a school across the street. So it's really concerning as a resident, as a father, and as a city councilor that we can't do anything to protect people in a community of vulnerable individuals.
Well, it's extremely scary, extremely frustrating. I can't imagine. Yeah, I just can't even imagine.
What's
It's scary.
Did he just get out from serving time doing it, or?
No, we've been dealing with this since last summer, quite frankly, and it might have even been before that. And just recently, has it become a big issue because it's starting to get nice out, and he's decided to show his face quite a bit more instead of just hiding out in the apartment, coming and going from the back door.
I thought that folks that were on the registry had to have a primary residence that was registered and monitored and had maybe a PO. Does he have?
So he does not have anyone.
Well,
that he
somebody has looked it up
to.
while we are talking, and they say that he is no longer being supervised. So no,
Right.
he does not. So
And that was a conversation
apparently
Chief
he
Dale
has
and I had as
maxed
well.
Yeah.
his sentence out for whatever the original crime was for against a 16-year-old. But it clearly states that he's not in compliance. And that could
Right.
mean many things.
So what are we? Who else? First of all, Michael? Who else is covering this? Is
Nobody.
everyone? Huh?
Nobody wants to hear about it, quite honestly, JD.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a situation that people are having a hard time trying to grasp, that how we can have a sex offender staying in a public housing area with all of these vulnerable people, and that our hands as a community are tied from requiring this individual not to be here.
And yet he's got to live somewhere. So,
Somewhere. Yeah, I mean, he's got to live somewhere.
Yeah, just maybe not at Green Acres.
Yeah.
right,
mean,
where
and
there's a
that's it.
playground, there's a school, it's
Something's-
crazy.
I mean, my kids walked by this morning to go onto the bus, and as my children are walking by the sidewalk, he decided to pop his body outside of his unit and hang out outside to gawk at the kids. I mean, that's where we're at with this.
Brother, you're a much better man than I am, and a hell of a
Brother,
lot.
I carry a 9 all day long.
Well, you're a lot stronger. You're a lot stronger than I am too, man. Because I just,
You know, JD, where am I going to get myself if I do something that's illegal or unethical?
well, what's being done to I mean, protection is the number one, should be the number one thing that the.
I say you're correct in getting the posters up. I would do something. I would start doing things to make him feel as uncomfortable about being there as you feel about being there now, because your space and your family space has been invaded. And I would do, if no one is willing to help and say they can't help, I would do anything and everything I could to make sure that he did not want to be there. There would be posters everywhere, and maybe form a task force there that is like a neighborhood watch type thing where you all agree to keep tabs and keep watch. And anything, but
There's
Yeah,
got
it's
to
going to
be.
be a combined effort with the individuals that live here that are fed up with the garbage that no one wants to take care of.
Well, there's plenty of places to live. There's a lot of land here in Vermont that where you can go and live out your life without living in a community setting, which has an increased population, many of which are children
and women, single women and children. And
what has to be done to what is tell me more about what Chief Vale is saying here.
You know, there's really not much that PD can do right now because he's in compliance with the things that the state wants him to do.
But I thought he wasn't in compliance.
So he's in compliance with as much as they can ask him to do. And they can't institute any additional penalties for things he's not doing now unless they're violating his I don't even want to call them conditions because he's not in conditions anymore. Essentially, if he's not violating anything he shouldn't be, and he's being lawful in his dealings.
So until
but he is not registering an address.
He's
That's
not-
what
yeah.
keeps him out of compliance.
is that right?
I don't know either way. I got to be honest with you. I'm gonna try to look up the chief's email and give you a little more directive from him specifically.
Please call the state's attorney's office and see.
Yeah, I think that he needs to be involved, especially where he's going to run for a bigger office. He may actually want to handle this, and it could be sadly a campaign issue for him.
Yeah. There's got to be something more here. I mean, if he's you know, there should be conditions on where your address, your primary residence is going to be, and that should be either accepted or denied.
Yeah, so Chief Villa said that they're going to continue to to complete their registry checks as they do quarterly to ensure that he remains compliant with his address on record. And he also said, if I need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. So essentially, that's kind of where the PD stance on that is that he's compliant in what BCPD wants or needs from him. And until he does something that violates those, then he's essentially free to do what he wants.
Do we have a police officer who lives at Green Acres?
No.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, if you were to have an officer up here, it would be really dangerous for them. There's a lot of things up here that would not be good for them.
Wow.
It would definitely be a safety issue. I hate to say that, but the job would be become much more difficult when the things that are going on are in their backyard like they have here.
Yeah. So you say safety, and I say the word protection, and I'm a believer in preventative maintenance. That's just how I live.
Yes, sir.
My life. I
learned that as a lifeguard.
Yeah.
You make sure you tell the kid to stop running before they slip and hit their head on the pool.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make it so that this individual doesn't feel that they can go and grab a child or an individual and do things to them that are unacceptable.
It's the rule of the 6 P's, which I've tried to live my life by. I try, which is prior planning prevents piss poor performance. But it's like, so are we waiting for a problem to happen before the police can get involved here? Or are we preventing something?
To me, it seems like that we're not being proactive and that we're waiting for an incident to happen so we can attack the situation.
Jeez.
And that's unacceptable to me as a father and as a city councilor.
Hell yeah.
It's unacceptable to me as a mother, as a citizen. It's just...
Listen, we're not... I think, and I've said this to you many times, Raylene, although Rachel would probably disagree with me. I don't wake up in the morning thinking, how can I piss off a bunch of people on the microphones? How can I upset people? That's not my MO.
No.
That's not the objective.
But let's face it. I mean, there's upsetting things every day in everybody's lives, and some things people are bothered by some things that others are not.
Right.
But I don't care who you are. This is disturbing.
There it is right there on your screen. And we urge everybody just look at your phone for a second. Sometimes we dive deep and ask tough questions about subjects some might find uncomfortable. We do this to provoke thought, reflection, and dialogue. We love what we do, and we have fun. Don't take us too seriously. Of course, we always say that.
But this is serious.
This is serious.
This is very serious.
So...
And Michael, please let us know what we can do to help. I don't know what that could possibly be, but I want to help.
What other media is addressing this locally? I don't know.
Well, hopefully,
I honestly
hopefully
don't know.
more.
I have not picked up the paper today. I haven't looked. Maybe it's in there. It could be on the front page. I don't know.
Well, hopefully it gets out more.
Well,
Hopefully we have broken the ice. And
well, that's what we're doing.
right. Hopefully that's what we've done. We've broken the ice. We've let Michael and his family and the rest of the community up there know that they're not alone.
Right.
And we'll try to help.
Listen, I don't know this guy, Kyle. I don't, all I know is what I've heard from you and Michael this morning on this. I haven't read his file. I don't know anything about this guy.
No, me either.
There could be many wonderful things about him that I'm just not aware of. I'm trying to give this dude the benefit of the doubt here, but what I'm just saying is what has been presented
Right.
on the air is concerning. And
Very.
it is baffling to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try really hard every day. Seriously. I try to put myself in other people's shoes.
Exactly.
I try to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, that person might say, don't even bother trying because you have no idea.
Right, you don't
and you
know.
will never have any idea. But I'm trying to put myself in Michael Deering's shoes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a father. I have a 7-year-old little girl. And if it were me, and I'm bowing to
Right.
I'm bowing to Deering right now because the dude is staying a hell of a lot calmer than I would be.
Mm-hmm.
He's well spoken. He's relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Right.
going about this.
You would be going ballistic and trying to break the guy's legs or worse. Digging a hole already.
Yeah, I just I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly wouldn't be
Yeah.
continuing to live there.
And I'm not, what I was saying before about there are circumstances that could put you on the registry was in no way me defending this guy because I'm not. I'm just saying. And there are situations. So it's good to get all of the information that you can get. And it sounds like Michael is doing that. He's getting any and every bit of information he can get.
Sure.
And that's what he needs to do. That's the first way he's going to start protecting his family.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's the first way he's going to be able to protect his family is to know and to be absolutely aware of the whole thing.
Right. We can also, we can all sit around and make assumptions, which I think we're all guilty of doing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I just said I'd be getting the hell out of there.
Oh, my mind wrapped it up as soon as I saw the wanted poster this morning.
Well, it's just
I'm already in one direction only.
I would be getting out of there until I knew the full details of
Or
everything.
you hope that you could get out of there because where do you go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in a tent near a stream at the top of the mountain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Family. Something.
But in the meantime, he does need to get every bit of information that he can possibly get. I would definitely contact the state's attorney's office.
Yeah. Wow. Well. What else? It's a hot one right there.
It is a hot one.
And I'm sure that we're ruffling some feathers somehow, somewhere with someone right now.
That's just the way life is.
Yeah, no shit.
It just is.
No shit.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for saying that, Raylene.
It's the way life is.
Right.
It's not all unicorns and rainbows. And if it is for you, God bless you. But for the majority, it's just not. I rather live in reality. Face it head on.
Yeah.
Know what I'm doing.
Say it like it is.
Say it like it is. And not live in some alternative world where everything is just perfect all the time because it's
I know
not.
That I know I'm going to get from someone. Well, JD, you don't know the whole story, and you're attacking.
We don't know the whole story, and we have said we are happy and we are willing to help Michael, and that we are proud of him for doing what it takes to get the whole story. But in the meantime, he has children and a wife to protect and a community to protect as a council member. That's what he said he would do, and that's what he's doing.
Any father or mother
Yes.
who lived in the Green Acres community,
Would do the same.
who didn't have any level of concern and just said, look, I don't know the whole story, but I give people the benefit of the doubt, which I generally do. But I'm not going to be worried about anything until, something were to happen, and I'm just going to go do the best I can in life and just go about things. I think that's borderline irresponsible, at the very least.
I agree.
If you don't have any level of concern as a parent, you need to get yourself checked out.
There's a fine line there, too.
What's that?
Fear can make you do crazy things.
Like what?
Be silent. Fear can cause silence. I know that firsthand.
Good point.
And so maybe there's a young mom that lives there by herself with her two littles that doesn't have a gentleman in her home, and she feels uncomfortable. Like if she says something,
Right,
that it's going to cause her harm. So that's not always the case. You can close your eyes and be silent because you're afraid.
so let's have it, Vermont. Speak out. Be brave. Post some comments. Don't send me some nasty private message here, because if you do, I'm going to copy it
And make it public.
and I'm going to paste it right into these comments right here. If you have anything to say about this, post it up.
Say it.
Drop
so
your
everyone can
comments.
see it. Yep.
Be brave and do it. Don't hide behind anything. Don't talk shit to other people. We have the balls to talk about this on the podcast. And by God, Raylene,
And if Kyle Fletcher wants to come down here, sit here, and explain himself on
Welcome.
air to everybody,
welcome.
come down.
By God, we will, Raylene. We will. We will.
Yeah.
More than welcome.
We've
to.
never denied these mics
No.
to anyone.
I even offered it to Rachel.
Not even people that we tend to not agree with.
It wasn't easy, by the way, for me to offer these microphones to Rachel,
I know.
but I did.
Or a few other people that we've. So if this gentleman feels that we are wronging him, that we are damning him, and that we need to hear his side of the story,
Tell it.
by all means, tell it. Tell it.
There's a lot more to be said about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make sure. I mean, I want to, I don't want to go about this the wrong way. I want to air this out. I mean, let's put it all out there. What are we missing, Raylene? What are we missing?
Well, I think we covered everything. I think we told Michael that we support him, that we think that he should get any and all information he can, that he should contact the state's attorney. We know he's spoken with law enforcement. The ball is rolling. Hopefully, there can be some protections for his family and his community.
Yeah.
Some peace for them all.
Sure. Agree.
It's nothing that's going to get fixed in a day, unfortunately.
That's right. That's right. Let's shift gears because I just want to drop a few things here. Have you purchased your kayak raffle ticket?
I have not.
Central
but
Vermont Chamber of
I
Commerce.
know that I need to because
That's coming up now. The drawing is June 1st for this $1,000 kayak that they got over at R&L Archery, the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. I think the tickets are $20. Get on it. Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. I think if you just get on their Facebook page, there's a link right there. You can get your raffle ticket for that, quick and easy. What else? Something else here in our community calendar. Look at the mess that you've made on my desk, Raylene.
Oh, yeah, imagine that.
Why are you so sloppy and messy? Look at all these papers you've left everywhere. Can't find anything. God, such a slob, Raylene.
I'm not surprised
My
that
God,
your desk
look
looks
at
like this.
Look at this. Got stuff everywhere.
I threw all your food away last week.
Food that was in the fridge?
No, that was all over this desk.
What food on the I left food on the desk?
Yes, and shit in your cups. You had 3-4 cups with coffee and tea bags and, you know.
Were the tea bags all dried out and crusty and
yes,
disintegrating?
The normal JD stuff, you know.
The cornhole tournament is coming up. This is the thing I
The
was
Race
looking
to
for.
Read
Yes.
cornhole?
Race to Read cornhole tournament presented by 802 Cornhole at Thunder Road. Saturday, May 28th to kick off Memorial Day weekend and throw some bags for a great cause. It's going to be a fantastic. I'm telling you right now, Mother Nature's going to give us a beautiful day for this. Cash prizes, 64 teams per division, 2 divisions, social and competitive. The socials would be out there.
where you would need to be because you are.
How do you know I'm not a competitive cornhole tosser? When I say cornhole and tossing in the same sentence, it just doesn't sound.
T-Rex.
It doesn't sound right.
That's what your.
I'll toss your cornhole.
That's what your name would be. T-Rex. Is that what they call them?
Hold
You
on.
know,
Put the camera on you. You son of a bitch. God. You're mean.
little legs, little arms, big head.
Sherilyn's loving you right now, by the way. She just loves you. Yeah, the social division, which is, it kind of looks like this. Sip of the beer. Toss the bag. Sip the beer. Toss the bag. That's the social division.
Oh, yep.
Competitive division. These
Funnel
guys
the
are-
beer.
Oh, God, these guys are.
Funnel the beer, toss the bag. Funnel the beer, toss the bag.
$60 per team. Bring your own partner. Bring your own beverages. No glass containers. When you say beverages and social cornhole, I don't care if a goddamn hurricane comes through. There's going to be people out there having fun. The tournament's going to be under the lights on the infield at Thunder Road. Registration starts at 4:30, and the bags are going to fly, damn it, starting at 5:30. Pre-register your team. If you don't, you're going to be SOL. You're going to look like a bunch of morons standing there. Can we play now? Well, you didn't register because you had your head in your ass. You have to pre-register. vtcornhole802@gmail.com. Let's put it in the comments here
Yes.
so that we can cover our ass by telling everyone that we got it out there. VT Cornhole. Thunder Road is loving us right now, aren't they?
And Hillary Scott is as well.
Loves us.
She also got our stickers for the board for the car. You know, the Race to Read car?
She did?
She got us the logo. She's going to be bringing them over to us soon.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I
Now,
know.
there's so
you
much shit
didn't.
that you don't tell me.
And then also, you know, somebody gets to drive that car
Yes.
Memorial Day. There's a lot going on.
The Race
People
to Read
need to
car.
check out the Race to Read Facebook page.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
They got a live band. They got a 50-50 raffle. It's just going to be a great time.
I agree.
No,
the whole weekend's going to be
no glass containers. No glass containers. Wow, did we get a lot of people that watched us down in City Hall Park with Rory Tebow.
Wasn't that an announcement one of the greatest ever?
Fantastic.
I'm so excited for him.
RoryTebow.com.
I was
Whoa,
even-
wait a minute. Whoa.
Did I just say RoryTebow.com?
I think you did.
That means I'm supporting a political candidate here on the Aired Out podcast.
It's all right.
Now I've really just.
Now I've done it to myself. JD, you're supporting a political candidate. Can't do that.
He is a good man.
It's a good man.
And
Period.
Yes. And I am very excited for him.
Will you make sure that Holly gets a copy of this video so she can see how much fun we're having?
Holly could probably be watching right now. You never know. But anyways,
he's
I
not
wish
just-
him all the luck in the world. And during your interview, at wrap up, I heard him say, "I hope to see you soon." And
On Aired Out.
Yeah, and you can guarantee it. He's come in a couple of times now. He is very much willing to speak to his community. He's not a man that sits behind a desk.
That's right.
And with the door closed. He's
Yeah.
just not. And we're lucky. We're fortunate.
I believe that Rory Tebow is going to win.
Me too.
Attorney General. If he doesn't, I will put on my... This is how confident I am that Rory Tebow is going to win. I'm going to put on my sparkly blue, baby blue speedo, and I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk with stilts from the front of this building down to the end of the block, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go to this end of the block and then come back as quickly as I can.
Oh, my God.
That's how sure I am that he's going to win. And that's what I'm going to do if he doesn't win.
Rory, I'm counting on you, man, because no one deserves to see that. No one.